That's carried. And then moving straight on to item 12 for the Asset Management Improvement Programme 6-monthly report. And I'm guessing, Piers, that takes us back to your presentation.
It does. So I've tried to distill it down. So we have been closing out a number of pieces of work. The first one of which is the asset management plan as part of the overall LTP program. Very challenging piece of work. The templates and the bringing together all the different organisational components has been very challenging, and obviously there's a lot of the information that's used in these AMPs and the process used. Not only is the quality improved in my opinion and in some of the external audits that we've had of them, but it's helped us understand where some of the challenges are within the business. We have lots of documents now, but it's us understanding how we're going to improve on the capability that sits behind that pile of paper. So more importantly for me, this has been bringing the teams together in a much more strategic viewpoint for things like resilience and climate change, and really getting the teams to understand what does that actually mean in the context of an asset management plan. For 3.5.2, our strategic asset management plan. So if you can think about this as the asset strategy that links into all the other pieces of work, whether it's within the Three Waters team, the integrated Three Waters strategy, the infrastructure strategy, the financial strategy. We've got lots of strategies, and this helps distill the perspective for the asset plans. Now, we've got asset plans that for the first time in our history have been published externally. I'm not sure that there are a lot of constituents out there that sit there perusing over the hundreds and hundreds of pages, but the asset management plans themselves being published has actually shifted the way that the teams view that document. It becomes more of a living document because somebody might have eyes on it and may ask a question of them as to how the assets are being managed. It's part of our Local Government Act that we're looking after our assets. So these two pieces of work done in conjunction with one another, we've used the teams to help us understand strategically how the assets should be managed and where some of the pressure points are, and how do we link that into the rest of the process that's ongoing. Moving on to the next project that's really completed, you had an asset maturity report that came out. You've seen that. That's quite a significant piece of work in and of itself, and you can see that where the teams have invested in there, you get the biggest returns, and that's obviously around the asset systems and the information that we use. That's the area of focus for my team and also for a lot of the other teams. The other project that was that we've completed out recently, I've tried to put a diagram together. So we had a white paper that came to the committee, which was trying to look at what the future state of asset management at council looks like and what are some of those priorities. And the focus is building trust in that information that comes through. There's no point me putting a report up if you can't trust the information that sits behind it. We're about creating asset management insights, so that's some of the planning tools, that AAIF, for instance, that are reported through. We try and bridge the technology and the business in their asset management function, and that's obviously to improve the capability and de-risk the business. As far as the outcomes, we don't want to have 15 sources of truth where everybody's arguing that that's the truth. We want to provide information and go, that is the authoritative space. We want effective governance and oversight, so it's part of this presentation today. And more importantly, we're trying to take a whole of asset life approach. We build a structure, we do a capital investment, and then the cost of managing that structure over its 100, 150, 200-year life cycle, that's where the real opportunities come in, because that's predominantly an OPEX-related cost. So we're trying to look at how do we understand the information that sits behind it. And then obviously around organisation-wide asset management leadership, I try and put that exciting subject onto the table of everybody I can. And sometimes that's challenging, but having these reports coming to you and your engagement forms part of that system. And then obviously underneath it, we're there to develop competent, motivated staff in this area. So that project completed, and that's really providing a framework for how we move forward with each one of the asset management teams looking after those assets for communities. And I guess whilst there's a lot of detail that sits in the programme, I guess the takeaway from this is that we are progressing projects. We are moving through the system. The quantitative measurement that we provide you through our maturity assessment report, that hopefully gives you trust that through external audits, progress is being made and that there is a programme and a systemised approach that we're taking to improving the asset capability and the oversight that we provide into it. So for each one of those areas, we're looking and supporting the teams across those outcomes. And I think that's pretty much about it as far as the programme. I'm happy to take any questions on the programme in and of itself.
All right, thank you very much. Other questions on this report? All right, so we're just moving to receive this, which I'm happy to do. Jimmy Chen seconds. Any debate? All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against? That's carried. Piers, thanks very much indeed for presenting these to us today, and to you and the team for the work done in pulling these reports together. Thanks very much indeed.
I appreciate
Thank you.
Okay.